That's awkward. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the FF Face-Off. While Pete waits to add himself back to the screen, there you are, Pete. How's it going?
I don't know what happened there.
Oh
I
no.
the layout had the solo shot. I was pulled up, but for some reason the layout got switched. I don't know what the heck just happened.
I don't know. All right. Well,
It's
how's it
weird.
going? Besides that snafu.
Good. We're here. Playoffs are just on the horizon. I have a couple of must wins this week. In my league, in the league that I'm in or that I run that you're in, my team is. I still think it's one of the best teams in the league, but I just can never figure out the right guys to start,
Right.
and I'm on the verge of missing the playoffs right now.
Good
I mean,
times.
I have
I think I'm still
Kyron,
doing good there.
Gibbs, Warren, Igbuka, Zay Flowers, Herbert, Cortland Sutton. I had Lab McConkey. I had to trade him to you.
Yep.
Oh
Yep.
man, but we're here. We're here. Thank you guys for hanging in there, waiting for us. I see a lot of questions, so let's just try to rip through these questions quick. I don't know if people are still here, so that's why I want to just, I don't know if they're waiting or not. So let's just answer them real quick. I need two, Igbuka, Jefferson, or Dunze. Different league need two of these, Mooney, Dobbs, Worthy. I would go with Mooney and Dobbs. I don't like Worthy in this matchup against the Colts. He hasn't been that great lately either. Igbuka, Jefferson, or Adunze. I lean Igbuka and Jefferson in this matchup. I know Adunze has a good matchup, but I think the Steelers' defense could give them a little bit of trouble. I know the secondary is not great, but I don't know. Jefferson's averaging 10 targets a game with JJ McCarthy at quarterback. It hasn't been great, but the volume has been there. So I would
Right.
sit a Dunze here, who's been a little bit inconsistent with Caleb lately.
I had answered that in the chat, and I would totally agree with you. And I just think, listen, there's a difference between not meeting our expectations and then being worthy of being benched. Like, I don't think we're at the point yet where we're benching Justin Jefferson, as frustrating as it is based on what you spent draft capital wise. So,
Fair enough. All right, let's see. Ryan said, "Good morning, guys. Should I start Amika, Egbuka, or T Higgins?" I would go with Egbuka over Higgins.
I'm going T Higgins in that spot, but I think we're splitting hairs, to be honest with you. I think both are going to
Yeah,
be
I have
top wide
T at
receivers in
7.
the
I have
league.
Egbuka at 6. So
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'd go T Higgins, but yeah.
Jalen Warren, Trevor Henderson, DeAndre Swift. I would go with Trevor Henderson. I know Stevenson's coming back, but Bengals are so bad that we've seen two running backs be successful against them. So I would go with Henderson in that spot.
I'd go Henderson too, and I kind of talked about this on Thursday when I went live. It's kind of similar to me when Chuba was out, and then Rico Dowdle just kind of paved the way there. I just don't think you take the ball away from Henderson that easily. That being Mike Vrabel or Josh McDaniel, whatever.
Yeah, no, I'm with you there. Brock Bowers or Tyler Warren, 8-man PPR. Yeah, Bowers gets Cleveland. That game, I don't expect there to be a lot of points. Warren is interesting. He goes up against Kansas City, but Kansas City's been pretty vulnerable to the tight end position. I actually prefer Tyler Warren this week. I have Bowers as my tight end 4 behind Kittle, McBride, and Tyler Warren.
Yeah, I'm going Warren here as well. It's just crazy what a year it's been for Brock Bowers. This is why sometimes people are gun shy about taking a tight end early.
Yeah, I mean the injuries didn't help, of course, but I still stick by it. I would not have taken Bowers. People were talking as high as the 1-2 turn. I never agreed with it. If you could have got him at like the early 3rd round, that's where I started to feel better about it. But
Which is
at that
probably
point,
where
I
we're
always
getting
said
next
like
year.
I'd rather just go get McBride around later.
Yeah, agreed.
Henderson, Quinshon, Javonte Williams. It's between Javonte and Henderson for me. I would go with Javonte Williams. I have him at 9. I have Henderson at 12.
All right. Well, we have disagreed a little bit so far, but I'm going to agree with you there. I'm going Javonte as well. Javonte, my boy.
Cool. Alfredo in the house with a super chat. Appreciate it. Said pick 2 flex. McMillan, Judkins, Henderson. Yeah, I mean, Henderson's the automatic play here for me. I would also lock in Tet McMillan pretty comfortably. Tet against San Fran, who just gave up 450 yards to Jacoby Brissett. Judkins, yeah, he gets the Raiders, but to me, I think the Browns could struggle today. I think a volume is going to be there for Judkins a lot, but I just
Yeah.
don't know how much it's going to contribute to fantasy points.
Yeah, I'm agreeing with you again. I'm going Henderson for sure, and then after that, I'm going McMillan. 3 out of the last 4 weeks, the 49ers have allowed at least 30 half-point points to wide receivers. So yeah,
Not good. Gabe, what's going on? Said start one running back, Kenneth Walker, Charbonnet, Montgomery, Sean Tucker, Tootin, PPR. I'm going with Montgomery. I happen to really like Montgomery this week. Giants have struggled against the running back position. I have Montgomery as my running back 14. If you wanted who my second guy would be here, it'd be Bashaw Tootin. I'm not bought into the Sean Tucker. I think Sean Tucker looked good, but I also don't. Rams defense is good against the run. I think they're going to be playing from behind, and I think Rashad White is going to catch passes and still is going to see some volume here.
I hate this because you know me. I usually curse the Seahawks running backs, but I'd go Ken Walker in this spot. I like the matchup today. That's really what does it for me. I agree though that I do like Montgomery and I like Tucker too. I just think you need to temper your expectations.
That's fair.
He did the same thing last year. He went off against New Orleans, and then after that, he was a blip on the radar. Yeah.
Yeah, Walker popped up with a quad, which is a new injury. On like Friday's practice, they said he's going to be good to go, but I just because he has a quad, I just feel like they're going to go back to committee. I was confident that they were going to split that it was going to be mainly Walker getting the workload finally. I think they're going to go back to a committee. Let's see. McLova with a $2 super chat. Appreciate that. As a reminder, guys, if you guys send in a super chat, we will go ahead and pull you up as a priority to answer. As you can see, the chat is getting flooded. We have at least 50 people here on Twitter, on YouTube, tons of people here on Twitter. So sending a super chat can just be a couple bucks, helps us out, and we'll get you up there in priority to be responded to. But start two: Judkins, Kamara, Swift, or George Pickens. This is pretty easy for me. I'm going Kamara and I'm going George Pickens. I love Kamara this week. I know people are a little concerned about the injury. People think Devin Neal's going to start getting worked in more. I think Devin Neal's a good stash. There's not many good stashes this late in the season anymore. I think Neal's a good stash, but I like Kamara a ton this week. I love the volume that we've seen. I think Shuck honestly has made the offense look a little bit better in the last, in his little few spurts. And Pickens, I think this game could be high scoring in Dallas. Dallas, by the way, 6-1 Dak Prescott against the Eagles in his time with the Cowboys when they're at home. So I have Dallas on the money line today at plus 145. I got them a couple days ago. I don't know if that moved at all, but last time I checked, it was plus 3.5. So if you want to take the points, I took both.
I'm going Judkins, and I'm actually going Swift here. I would love for it to be Kamara. Yeah, I'm going Swift here. I know that Kamara had 13 points before the bye, but I'm going to need to see some consistency. But I don't hate the call, but I'm going Swift.
Yeah, I just feel like the volume's been there for Kamara. When you take a look here, let's see. Let me pull him back up. What do you have? So Kamara. So Carolina, right? Then the Rams, obviously not a good week. And I mean, this is standard. Hold on, I gotta move to PPR. The Carolina game was the first double-digit game he had since week 6, but 22 rushing attempts against Atlanta's defense. Atlanta's one of the worst run defenses in the NFL, and it's not even close. They sold out against Rico last week, and then pretty much let everything behind them go. And Bryce Young tore him up, which is not what I was expecting. But
no,
fair enough. Sam said, Kenneth Walker was a glute, not a quad. Yes, okay, fair. Either way, it doesn't change it for me, but I appreciate the clarification there. And then he said Jordan Love or Bryce Young this week. Yeah, I picked up Bryce Young. I have in a 14-man league. It's really thin at quarterback. A lot of people are hoarding three. I'm starting Bryce Young this week, but I would still go with Jordan Love against Minnesota. Bryce Young has the much better matchup. Totally
Yep.
understand going Bryce Young. I think it's pretty close. I do worry about Jordan Love a little bit in this game because Brian Flores and him have had some battles where, I feel like they've tried to not have Love be as aggressive against Flores the last couple times they've played because it's burned him. But I still have Love ahead of Bryce Young, but I wouldn't fault anyone for going with Bryce Young in this matchup against the 49ers.
Yeah, put four out of the 6 games that the Niners have allowed 20 or more points. The quarterbacks have come in the last 4 weeks, so I'm going Bryce Young here, pretty comfortably, to be honest with you.
Mhm. Yeah, the only hesitation I have with Bryce Young is just the consistency from him. Like, I just worry that like we might get faked out after a week like last. If it wasn't for that, I would easily be going Young too. And it's a coin flip. I'm not super sold that Love is the better start. If you want common sense, it is Bryce Young as the better start. But my gut tells me that we could get fooled a little bit here, and maybe the 49ers show up a little bit defensively. But we'll see. Lamont with a $2 super chat. Appreciate it. Lamont said, I need two. Derrick Henry, Chase Brown, Ashton Genty. I love Derrick Henry this week. I think we're hitting that time in the year where Derrick Henry, nobody wants to tackle this guy. He's looked good as of late with Lamar back. This is the time of the year where Derrick Henry starts putting up, player of the year numbers. I have Henry at 4 this week. I have Chase Brown at 8 this week. I am not high on Ashton Genty this week. I have Ashton Genty at 18 going up against that Browns defense. I have concerns about Genty. He only had 6 carries last week, and this is a really tough defense to run against. So I'm not in love with the matchup for Genty at all. And I mean, he can bounce one, definitely, but he can
Sure,
always bounce
sure.
one. But I don't know if
Right.
that today's going to be the day he does.
Yeah, I'm going Henry and Chase Brown. I mean, the Jets 2 out of the last 3 weeks have allowed at least 30 points to running back. So, and yeah, I agree. This is getting to that time of year where it's cold outside. Some people might be making business decisions when it's time to run up and tackle Derrick Henry. So yeah, I could see it.
Vinny said Emmanuel Wilson, Spears, or Charbonnet. I would go with Emmanuel Wilson regardless if Jacobs is playing or not. Matchup is solid against the Vikings, but ultimately you're talking about all guys that are going to be in timeshares. You can maybe sell me on Spears because he's going to be catching the football because they're probably going to be down in that game. But I prefer Emmanuel Wilson over the other two guys.
I think this has the potential to be a nice little running day for the Seahawks. And I never do this. I'm saying Charbonnet. I like both running backs for Seattle because I do think it's going to be split up, but I think that they can do enough against the Titans here. So I like this matchup. So I'm going Charbonnet.
Jim Poole said Sean Tucker, Brees, or Judkins for my RB2. I like Brees Hall. I would go Brees Hall. I think they're going to get him more involved in the pass game. They're going to be playing from behind, and they don't really got many options to catch the football from behind. And they made a comment that they need to get Brees involved more as a receiver, and I think that happens this week.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you again. Yeah, I mean, some people are I gotta tell people temper expectations on Sean Tucker.
Yeah. Let's see. Would you drop Matthew Golden for AD Mitchell rest of the season?
Yeah,
Uh,
I
I
guess.
would rather not have either guy rest the season, to be honest.
Right, right.
If I had to choose one of these two, I would go with AD Mitchell, Jaden Reed, probably coming back. Matthew Golden, we know what the Packers team likes to do down the stretch. They like to pound the football in cold weather. So I don't think it's going to get better for Matthew Golden. He might have a couple weeks here and there, but you're never going to start him confidently once Jaden Reed comes back rest of the season unless everybody's injured. But even when everyone was injured, he wasn't someone you got much production from consistently. So I would go with AD Mitchell, but I would rather somebody else if you have other options.
Yeah, same exact answer. Matthew Golden's got just 32 targets right now, and Jaden Reed's on the way back. Yeah, I would go AD Mitchell.
Mike said, "Hey, what tight end this week, Kate Otten or Jawan Johnson?" Hoff, what do you got here?
I'm going Kate Otten here. Kate Otten's been quietly producing lately. I've been back and forth in this week with Kate Otten, but I'm going Kate Otten.
Me too. Yeah, I like Kate Otten as well. Brandon Phillips said full PPR need a flex and a wide receiver too. Pittman, Tet, Smitty, Brees, or ETN. Yeah, I mean Tet's a smash. I mean you got to go Tet this week. I'm very confident in that. I would say it's between Smitty and Brees. I would prefer Smitty in this matchup. If you really want here's the thing between Smitty and Brees, I think they both pose similar ceilings. I think Brees has the higher floor because of the volume. So I could understand going towards Brees. I feel like this could be a Smitty game because it gets Dallas. So I think the ceiling is higher, but I think the ceilings are still pretty close, and Brees has the better floor. So if you need a little bit of a safer play, but still a really good option, I would say it's Brees. But I go Tet and Smitty here.
Yeah, I go Tet and Smitty as well, but I kind of like ETN this week. But
Do you?
yeah, a little bit. No good.
Yeah,
No
I
bueno.
worry. He was a non-contact a lot this week. He had a non-contact jersey on for a good amount this week. So I
Yeah.
just have a little bit of concerns with him with how Tootin looked last week. I also am probably wish casting that because I'm starting Tootin over Yoshivas in a must-win.
So your
So
mind's taking over there. Well, I mean, your heart's taking
probably,
over on that one. Probably.
yeah.
Oh, good.
Jakim said Tootin or Sean Tucker at PPR. I'm going to go with Tootin here.
No shit.
I think there's going to be points in that game. There's going to be points in that game, and I don't even want to take anything away from Sean Tucker. It has nothing to do with Sean Tucker not being good or capable or better than Rashad White. I got news for you. When Diana Rossini says anything, I tend to lean the other way completely. And when she says that Sean Tucker is expected to have a heavy dose today, I am going to go and probably bet every single Rashad White prop that there is.
I hate that you just turned it on me like that because I agree with you, but I like Sean Tucker more this week. But I hate that you did the Rossini turntable there. That was not cool. But yeah.
I mean, first of all, I just got put into a fast draft. So
Nice.
trying to get a couple more of those out there. If you guys do want to draft with us, you can go to Fast Draft. You can use promo code Nova, or what's your promo code?
Hauff, Hauff. There you go.
Hauff. You use Hauff or Nova. We're always drafting there. It's a fun app. It's a clean app. You're not playing against millions of lineups where people are just playing with the robots and putting a bunch of bot lineups out there. It's all real people drafting, and it's a lot of fun. By the way, that's I tweeted about the Sean Tucker. Did you see my tweet with the Sean Tucker Rossini tweet yesterday?
No, but I'm sure it was very nice towards Rossini.
No, it wasn't really much. It was just like I guess I guess I'm firing up Rashad White, and I got like 3,000 likes on
Oh
it. Like
yes,
it's not the dumb.
yeah.
Like I don't understand. I could put time and effort into like something that that took a lot of time and research to put together a nicely crafted tweet, and the dumbest tweets will blow up for me. It makes no sense. Makes no sense. Let's see. Braden said, feeling like rolling the dice. Jacoby over Purdy. Am I tripping? I wouldn't say that you're tripping. I do have Purdy over Jacoby. I have Purdy as my quarterback 7 this week. I have Jacoby at quarterback 11. So, I mean, I don't think it's that far off, but I prefer Purdy.
Yeah, I prefer Purdy too, but no, I mean, you're not crazy. I mean, Brissett's averaging 21.3 points a game. I mean, there's a reason why you're thinking about it, but no, I would still go Purdy as well. And I think we have a super chat, I think.
Did we? I thought I got to it already. Oh, wait, no, maybe I didn't. Sorry about that. All right, well, this is definitely somebody that's not from America. So whoever you are, is that Euro?
Sure. Looks like it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, appreciate the super chat. Said PPR pick 1, Charbonnet, Sean Tucker, or Tootin. Yeah, I'm still gonna go with Tootin here. It sounds like you like Charbonnet a lot this week.
Yeah, which
but
again,
I'm going
hate
Tootin.
saying it. Yeah, I'm going Charbonnet. And if you guys have watched me or listened to me, you know how much I hate Seattle running back. So this is a very awkward and painful Sunday morning for me to be tooting their horn. Oh, don't like tooting, but I'm tooting my horn. There you
That's correct.
go. Mm.
Uh,
I'm over it.
a lot of Charbonnet. Charbonnet or Burden at the flex, Barner or Strange at tight end. Yeah, I mean, if you need ceiling, I would go with Burden, but I'm not super convinced that Burden. I know Burden's snap share has gone up, but I'm not there just yet to roll him out there unless you really, really need an upside game and you're playing from behind. If you're playing from behind, if you played against the Texans defense and you played against James Cook and you have some guys that are out this week on a bye, yeah, go with Luther Burden all day. But yeah, Barner or Strange, I'm going to go Brent Strange. I think he is a huge focal point in that offense, and I think he's going to be utilized heavily. So I prefer Strange over Barner this week.
Yeah, it's nice to have Strange back. Yeah, I'm going Charbonnet. Over Burden's an easy one for me. But yeah, Brenton Strange. I mean, you look at the usage that Otten had under Cohen last year in Tampa. I expect that to pick up right where they left off now that he's back from injury. So yeah, give me Strange there.
I just realized that Fantasy Pros did not have Mike Gesicki or Brenton Strange in my rankings, like at all. So I had to just add
Yeah.
them because they
Yep.
weren't in there at all. Dickey, I thought it was Iggy. Did he change his name? It used to be Iggy,
Well,
wasn't it?
I mean now it's Dicky Icky.
Yeah. Well, with
Yeah.
Stevenson playing, should I bench Henderson for JMO or do I bench Kyron? No, I'm going with Kyron. I think with Kyron, the one beautiful thing that you have is it's a tough run defense against the Bucks, but when you have Devontae Adams and Puka Nacua on the outsides, it forces you to play a lot different against the run. And I expect Kyron to have a good day and get a lot of volume here. Between JMO or Henderson, I know JMO's been consistent. He's been good lately. I'm still going to go with Henderson.
Yeah, I mean, this could be like a touching the stove spot with Stevenson back, but again, I just feel like the work that Henderson did the last 2 weeks, it's got to account for something in terms of his share with Stevenson returning. So, yeah, give
Yeah,
me
and
Henderson.
against the Bengals defense, I saw
Right.
DVOA put them. This is like the worst defense, and like a top 5 defense in terms of bottom of the barrel in like the last 50 years. So it's bad.
It's bad.
Um, and he doesn't need a lot of touches to pop. Craig said, need to PPR, Christian Watson, Parker Washington, Luther Burden. Yeah, I'm going with Christian Watson. He's been starting to. I mean, it's really just nice to see about Christian Watson. I feel like it's really flown under the radar. We had talked about it in our group chat, and I don't remember who said it, but I had shared that Watson looked like he was making a comeback faster. And someone, I don't remember who it was, someone was just like, yeah, who cares? Like, it's like, is it going to be anything for fantasy? And he's been there for fantasy. I mean, he was a top 15 wide receiver last week. It's really nice to see. I don't feel like people are talking about it enough, but I would go with Christian Watson, and it's really between Parker Washington and Luther Burden. I would go with Washington if you want the safer play with a solid ceiling. If you really
Yep.
want a really low floor but really high upside, Luther Burden. But I'm not starting Burden confidently unless I'm in a really, really tough matchup where I'm behind a lot.
Yeah, I'm not big on Burden this week. Yeah, give me Watson, give me Parker Washington. And by the way, just trickling back to that Bengals defense against running backs, they're allowing 52.7 more points in half point formats than the next worst team. That's bad. It's not good. Not
Not
great,
good.
Bob. No.
Another super chat by Go Main Bowler said, Swift, Kamara, or pick up Tucker and play him. I'm going with Kamara. It sounds like Hauff is going Swift,
Yes, he is.
based on what you said before. But I don't know. I love Kamara in this matchup. He's going up against the Falcons, 29th against running backs in terms of points allowed. They're just really, really bad. I mean, they did keep Rico Dowdle somewhat in check last week, but over the last even 4 weeks, they give up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They give up the 6 most points to running backs. Yeah, I mean, 10 touchdowns in the last 4 weeks to the running back position. I'll take that.
Yeah, I'm going Swift, but to be clear, I mean, I think Swift and Kamara finished within a few points of each other. But yeah, I would just go Swift here.
Yeah, fair enough. All right, yeah. I mean, appreciate the super chats, guys. We're trying to get through these questions, and if you don't have time to wait, continue to send it in. It helps support us with the holidays coming up too. It's a very nice treat for us to to pull out the money at the end of the month and pay our guys here. So, very much appreciated. It all adds up. And yeah, we'll keep this thing rolling. Gus is in the house. What's going on, Gus? Let's see. Amazon Pancake said, "Good morning. Would you go with Tucker or Sharbs in the flex half point PPR? I already have Igmike, Buka, McLaughlin. Yeah, I mean, if you have all those guys for Tampa, I would go with Sharbs, but in a regular situation, I'd probably go with Tucker. Um, Jalen Warren or Judkins. I prefer Jalen Warren over Judkins. If you want the really safe play, it's Judkins, but I just don't know how high the ceiling is for him. I see that super chat come in. I will grab that in 1 second. Jared Fortin said, "Morning, gents. Hope you're both well. I grabbed Burrow off the wire so opponents can't get him. If Burrow plays next week, would you start over Dak? Dak has KC. Burrow has Baltimore. Man, that's tough. I mean, it's hard to think. I don't know if Dak is at KC or if Dak is home. My gut would say I probably would go with Burrow, but it's so far out there to say, Jared. But I would say probably Burrow right now. I just don't know if Dak is in. If Dak is at home, it makes a world difference than if he's going into KC. So I'm not exactly sure, but I think
That
I think it's a
well, that'll
good
be.
defensive play right
Sorry to
there.
interrupt. I was going to say that'll be the Thanksgiving game. So the Cowboys will be at home.
Ah, yes, yes,
Yeah.
on a short week too. So, yeah, I mean, it's tough. I kind of, I don't, I can't confidently give you an answer here. That's what I would say. If I gave you an answer, it'd be half-ass, and I'm
Yeah.
I'm not in the mindset to think about next week right now.
I mean,
Um,
I would say Burrow, but I would say definitely check back. Obviously.
yeah,
Yeah.
which I'm sure you will. Um,
Yeah.
Sam said with a $2 super chat, appreciate it again. Sam
Ooh.
said, "Do you like the Saints as a sneaky start today?" I do. I have the Saints at 17. I can't have them much higher, but what I would say is they're at home. They're playing against Atlanta. Last time we saw Cousins, I was shocked. He didn't look good, but Miami's defense, it's tough because Miami's defense has also looked kind of good the last couple of weeks. So I don't know if it's a little bit of a mixture of both, but he is missing Drake London. I think they could run the football a lot today. I just don't think they have they're going to get a lot of sacks, but it is Cousins and the mobility is not there. So I think they're sneaky. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I love them, but I will do you guys a solid while you're here. I haven't posted these on Twitter yet, but just for your viewing pleasure. I will share this for you now. So this is where I'm at with my rankings. I don't know. Let me zoom in a bit here. But I have the Saints down here. Bears got dropped down just because of the injuries in the secondary. They're missing their linebackers. I don't know who the quarterback's going to be. It's just interesting. I have the Saints ahead of the Bears. Colts defense is really good. I just moved them up against Kansas City. But this is where I have it. Texans were a nice call. I'll pat myself on the back there. They finished ninth. Consensus had them at 18. Bills ended up getting saved by that defensive with that special teams touchdown. But that's where I have it. I think I'm gonna probably make a couple moves here, possibly bumping down Minnesota. Yeah, actually, I'll probably bump down Minnesota. I realized I didn't do that when I wanted to this morning. Lions go up with Winston in there. But ultimately, this is where I have my rankings right now. And yeah, I'll probably post a finalized ranking on Twitter, and if I remember, I'll post it over to our YouTube community. Kevin, what's going on? $5 super chat. Really appreciate it. Said, love you guys. Yeah, we love you too, Kevin. Thanks so much for
Hey
the
now,
super chat, man.
that's so nice.
Said, start two with Butte, Addison, Hawkinson, Jawan, or Jacobs. I'll tell you one thing right now. These are all speculative plays. If Josh Jacobs plays, I'm playing Josh Jacobs. That's it. Right
Mhm.
there, 100% locked in. I mean,
Yeah.
you could make a case for none of these guys are like, hey, yeah, this guy I could see a huge day. Hawkinson's been inconsistent. Addison's been going down the drain with the quarterback change. Butte is interesting. I'd say Butte is probably the other guy I would start. So for
Yep.
me, I think I
Definitely
would
my
go.
call.
Is it Jawan Jennings or Jawan Johnson?
I'm going to guess based on spelling. That's going to be Juwan Johnson, based on spelling.
If it's Jawan Jennings, it's Jacobs and Jennings for me. If it's Jawan Johnson, it's Boutte and Jacobs for me. And if Jacobs doesn't play, then I probably would go with Jawan Johnson.
Um, if Jacobs doesn't play, I actually think I go Butte and Addison.
You go with Addison. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But as long as Jacobs
Addison's
plays,
it's just been confusing lately, man, with JJ.
sure. I know. Not the best. By the way, I'm putting in before Pete gets the next question. I'm putting in a link to our weekly DraftKings contest. $5, winner take all. There's 2 more spots left. So if you want to play with us, I believe Pete's in there, right? Pete, you're in there. You joined up yesterday.
I am, yeah. I got in there. Got my buddies are joining too. So if one of you guys
All right.
gets in there before he does, then you got the spot.
There you go. All right. Well, there's 2 spots left. So $2 super chat here. Charbonnet or Tucker's standard, which I always like to mention is the soft porn of fantasy football. I'm going Charbonnet here. I said it before. I'll say it again. I like the matchup this week for the Seahawk running backs. Give me Charbonnet here.
Yeah, I mean standard. I would go with Tucker because it's standard.
Okay.
I think it's hard though because Charbonnet. I mean, if there's one thing he's done this year, it's get into the end zone. So I get that.
Yep.
Wilson or Mason Taylor in a flex full PPR. Thanks, guys. Thank you, Deborah, for the super chat. Yeah, I'm going with Emmanuel Wilson.
Same.
Yeah, I'm going with Emmanuel Wilson.
Yeah, I just don't see anything consistent from Mason Taylor to lead me over that way. Yeah, I'd go Emmanuel.
Yeah, he's had some good spots to play well, and he just hasn't really came through. Okay. Let's see. So we're pretty behind on the chat. I don't know who's still here, who's not, but we're about 30 minutes behind on chat. So we're gonna start off fresh. So
right where 30 minutes behind, we're at 31 minutes.
Yeah, well, people sent a lot of chats in before we even got in there. We're going to start at the real Mike Mills, and then what we're going to do is anybody else, if you already sent in a question, just say I sent the one in. We'll look for the question. You don't have to retype it out unless it's really easy, and that would help us out. But if you don't want to do all that, that's fine. But just because we just don't want to answer people's questions from people that aren't here, so just send this in a chat that just says, "Hey, I'm here. Answer my question." Or that and we'll go back to it. But anyway, what's going on, Mills? Good to see you, man. Appreciate you coming in. It's a perfect timing. So Bears over Falcons. Appreciate the love, fellas. Locked in at 8-4 incoming. Yeah, I appreciate the popping in, man. Yeah, I have Bears over Falcons with the injuries. It's just a little sketchy.
All right, I dig it. That's right.
Derek, and then we're going to get to the third eye, and then Justin Taylor. I see your message is there. Said start one. DST, Packers, Jags, or Pats. So let me go back. I just had this up. Packers. Yeah, Packers for me against Minnesota. JJ's just been getting sacked a ton, and I think that's a good spot. I know the Packers defense haven't been great. If you want maybe a safer play, maybe you go with the Pats against the Bengals with Burrow and his bum shoulder with no Jamar. But I don't know. Packers, JJ taking a lot of sacks. That's the analysis there. We're going to go to the super chat, and then we'll get to those other ones that I just talked about. And I see everyone's kind of filling in here saying that they're still here. So appreciate that. Good to see you guys stuck around. We'll make sure we take care of you for that. Jay Karish with a $5 super chat. Appreciate it very, very much. Said full PPR. Henry or Pitts at the tight end position. Pick 2, Judkins, Swift, Emmanuel Wilson. Pick 3, Olave, Diggs, Jettas, Wilson. All right, well, you're making us work here for that $5, so we do appreciate that. I love Hunter Henry this week. I'm going with Hunter Henry against the Bengals. It's hard for me not to play him. Kyle Pitts, the one thing I think people are forgetting, and I could be wrong, he could have a good day. I have him at 9 this week, but Kirk Cousins and Kyle Pitts never had a good connection ever when they were together. I don't know that that's changing, even though maybe Drake London out, Hauff, maybe that's, sways you.
I mean, this is regardless of whether that sways me or not. I'm going Hunter Henry here. I mean, the Bengals are allowing 12 touchdowns to tight ends. Like the next worst team, you're looking at 7 touchdowns. This is a great matchup. So yeah, Hunter Henry easily.
Yeah. Then he said Judkins, Swift, Emmanuel Wilson. I'm going to go with DeAndre Swift. And I would also go with, if Jacobs plays, I'll go with Judkins. If Jacobs doesn't play, I'll go with Emmanuel Wilson.
Same. Same.
Three, Diggs, Jettas, Michael Wilson, Olave. I'm sitting Michael Wilson here. I get it. Looked really good. No Marv, but I have Diggs as a top 10 play. Jettas is giving you a 10 target floor with JJ, and Olave, tough matchup, but I'm going to go with him because he's just been consistent all year.
Yeah, this question sucks because it's all four are all solid options, really good options. But yeah, I would go with I'd go with the same. I would say if you're gonna sit one of them, if you really want to get Wilson in there, just hypothetically, I think I'd sit Justin Jefferson then. If you really want to get Wilson in. But again, I'm not going that way. I'm just telling you. Like if someone's hell bent based on last week,
Sure. Yeah, I had someone that wanted me to trade Benson to them for Michael Wilson, and I need to win this week, but I declined it. I'm gonna roll out Tootin or Mike or Ilio Sovas and live with it. Or Yoshivas, sorry. Third Eye. So Third Eye said he did send in a question, so we're pulling that when we're going back. I said bench spot PPR, add to Trey Benson, Tootin, Jaden Reed, Boutte, or Mike Evans. So I'm not adding Mike Evans. I don't expect him to come back. Even if he comes back, maybe for the championship, but I'm not going to be very confident in that. Boutte, Jaden Reed, Tootin. I would probably go with Benson. I would go with Tootin. Running backs are way harder to find this time in the year. Benson practiced. I think he's going to be back next week. And Tootin is working himself into probably a 50-50 share. I think that they also want to start running the football more and take the ball out of Trevor Lawrence's hands a little bit right now.
I think it's also dependent on, are you thin at one of those positions in your starting lineup?
Sure.
If you're thin at running back, then yeah, I agree. I go Benson, Tootin. If you can take one of each, I would go Benson, and I'd actually go Jaden Reed.
Okay. Yeah, Jaden Reed would have been the other.
hypothetically.
Jaden Reed would have been the other guy if I was going to go
Yeah.
with one.
Yep. Yeah, I think it's all dependent on how thin you might be at whatever position.
We can just see a super chat, so we're gonna get that. But we're gonna go to Justin Taylor, who's been waiting a while here, and then we're going to the super chat. Said, "Hey guys, love the content. What's up, Justin? Appreciate it, man." Said, "Jaguars or Pats this week? Kyron or Henderson? Tet or Adams?" So I'll start easy here. I'll go with the Patriots. I like the Patriots against Flacco with a bum shoulder. No Jamar Chase. I think Jags are a solid play this week, but their defense is hit or miss. We know we're getting a floor with the Patriots every single week. Kyron or Henderson? I'm still going with Kyron over Henderson. Ted and Adams is like picking between, my two favorite kids. Hauff knows I love Ted. I'm still going to go with Devontae Adams here. I love Devontae against Tampa Bay. He's just been so good, and I just, that offense is too good. There's a world where the 49ers show up and Carolina's offense falls flat. I don't see a world where the Rams' offense falls flat.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look at something here. Yeah, I wanted to say Henderson based on the matchup, but I mean the Buccaneers aren't exactly the best against running backs either. They've allowed 30 points in each of the last 2 weeks, so I'd still go Kyron there, and yeah, I'd go Ted McMillan there. I just the 49ers have an issue ever since Fred Warner's been gone. It's been a huge problem. They're not pressuring the quarterback much. Yeah, I'd go Ted.
Okay. So Brian, or I don't know if it's Brian Anon, sent in a $5 super chat. Brian, I don't see your question. So if it's just to tip us and send us in a super chat, we appreciate it. Hauff will monitor the chat here to see if you come back here and send a question in. But sure. I looked and I didn't see a question. So if it's just to throw us $5 as appreciation, thank you for listening. Very, very much appreciated. But if you do have a question, we will make sure we prioritize it and get it answered. So Hauff will be on the lookout for that.
And hey, really quick, you want to hear something that you won't give a shit about?
Sure, go for it.
Deshaun Watson made his first road trip of the regular season and will be on the sideline today in Las Vegas, helping Shedeur Sanders. Who cares?
I don't even understand it, but okay.
Yeah.
All right.
He's there. Just stay away from the massage parlors. Anyway.
Don't pull up with a quad.
Yeah, no. I'm banging out of work. If I'm a massage therapist, I'm banging out of work. That's it.
Yeah. Oh man, hide your wives. Mills with a $5 super chat. Appreciate it, man. Make sure you're looking for Brian's chat in case you send something to him.
Yeah, I'll take a look.
Roster check: May, Cook, Judkins, Rice, CD, Ferg, Olave, Bears, Santos. Running backs: Brees, Chase Brown, tight end Barner, Strange. Thanks, gang. So, May and Cook, I guess the you're checking as in like, hey, those are locked in. Judkins, Rice. Oh, did you
Sorry.
pull that
Yeah,
down?
that's that's my
Okay.
bad. Keep going.
Judkins, Rice. Yeah, I would sit Judkins for Brees and Chase. I prefer Brees and Chase over him. Bears defense is sketchy. Mills, I would try to pivot here if you can get a different defense. I know we talked about how we were high on them, but they're missing a lot in their secondary. They're missing their middle linebackers. I'm concerned about the Bears defense today. So if you have a pivot, I would. Barner or Strange, I would go with Strange over Barner. If you have a question for who do you pivot to, let me know, and I will gladly answer that for you.
Troy's asking if we could do a super chat on Twitter. No, it's got to be on YouTube. So you'd have to go through YouTube, Troy.
Yeah, it's just YouTube. Troy, if you send in a question, I'll make sure to pull you up. I know you're very supportive of me on Twitter, so I'll make sure to pull you up if you can't send a super chat in, that's okay. All right, so Brian came back and said, full PPR, need one. Wan'Dale Robinson, Michael Pittman, Devonta Smith, need two running backs, ETN, Emmanuel Wilson, Stevenson, Genty, Jalen Warren. Thanks, guys. Love the show. Thank you for tuning in and supporting. Very, very much appreciated. The wide receivers are kind of tough. I'm going with Devonta Smith. I do have Wan'Dale Robinson very high in my rankings. I have him at 18 this week. I have Pittman at 21. I have Devonta Smith at 12. So I'm going with Devonta Smith at the wide receiver. The running backs for me, Hauff, I'm going with oh man, it's Steven. I want to find a way to get Stevenson in my lineup, but I really like Jalen Warren today. I'm going with Jalen Warren. My rankings say Genty, but I still I have concerns about Genty. Who are your running backs? Or just answer the question in general.
No, I'm going Jalen Warren, but I would be going with Travis Etienne here. And then in terms of the wide receiver, yeah, I'm going Devonta Smith there as well.
Okay.
But I don't know. I'm feeling something with Etienne.
Yeah, if Jacobs is out, are you starting Emmanuel Wilson?
Then actually yes, correct. My bad.
Okay.
I would then not play ETN, and I would then go with Wilson.
Yeah, I gotta move Stevenson up my rankings here. It's tough, man. It's hard ranking Stevenson this week. I have no clue. I gotta be honest. Sometimes we gotta be honest. We don't know everything. We really don't know much, but we're good at guessing. Right. Troy said here, Troy, I'm getting to your question now. Said Javonte or Kyron PPR. Thanks, guys. I would go with Javonte, but it's very close. I have Kyron at 10. I have Javonte at 9. I say when I have guys back to back and I get these questions, I tell people it's not like hey, this is a lock. So if you're convicted on one player over the other here and your gut tells you one guy, go with that gut. But for me, I'm going with Javonte, but it's not super clear cut.
Just to make this more difficult, I'm going Kyron in this spot. So
good stuff.
But I get it. It is tough. It is tough. It's close.
Yeah. P_L $2 super chat. Sup guys? We're boys. I'm more of a boy. Hauff's kind of a man, but I don't know. I mean, I have more facial hair than him, so I think I lift more too.
Hair, that's the thing.
He said PPR, Pearsall, Slayton, Judkins, flex. I like Pearsall this week. I'm going to ride with Pearsall. If you want the volume safe play, you go Judkins. If you want the ceiling play, you go with Ricky Pearsall against Carolina this week.
Yeah, I like Pearsall this week, but I just have to quickly 10-second soapbox thing. For everybody seeing the Brandon Ayuk drama and now saying that Ricky Pearsall is going to be like the guy in San Francisco, he's got to stay on the field to be the guy. Just FYI. That's kind of part of the deal, to be the guy, to be on the field. But yeah, I will go Pearsall here. And by the way, Brandon Ayuk, screw you if you're watching.
I'm going to Michael, then we buy homes near you, then Rally Sporters, and then we have a kicker question. So we're going to get to that in a second. So Michael, let's see if we can find it. It's gonna. If you can send in the actual question, it would help.
You have a
But
Woody.
we'll do our best to scroll back.
He's
I'm
very
trying to
excited to be
find
watching.
I can't find Michael's question. I'm gonna pull up Rally Sporters just so that I don't have to look for it later, and I just passed it. He said Matt Gay this week. Thoughts, Hauff? Is he better than Little or Chase?
If he wasn't missing kicks prior to joining San Francisco, then I'd say yes. But yeah, I'm kind of wait and see on Matt Gay. I mean, wasn't kicking good, didn't kick good when he was in Madrid. So no, I would go with Little over those names. But rest of the season, I would go Chase.
Fair enough. And let's see. There was something else here that I wanted to pull. Oh, he also had this PPR Yoshi Voss or Ricky Pearsall. I'm going with Ricky Pearsall.
No, Ricky Pearsall, but I mean, depending on the different matchups, I do like Ishivatz in certain things.
Michael, can you send your question back in, man? I can't find it. It's hard going back. There's so many questions. I thought this would be easier. This is actually harder. We buy homes near you. I do see that though. Said 10-team PPR start 3, Rice, T. Higgins, Henderson, Igbuka, and Diggs. Thanks, fellas. I actually am not high on Rashee Rice this week. This is my concern about the suspension. Everyone was super excited about Rashee Rice to get him back for the playoffs, but his schedule is not great. Rest of the season, he's got a tough matchup against the Colts, one of the best secondaries in football. T. Higgins, Henderson, Igbuka, Diggs. I'm going with Igbuka. I'm going with Diggs, and I'm going with T. Higgins. I would bench Henderson and Rice here.
I would bench Diggs here. I would go Rice, Higgins, Igbuka. I know he's got a tough stretch coming up, but I also think he's just going to get fed. He's just going to get that volume. And I mean, I know Rashee Rice had a bad week last week, 6.8 points, but prior to that, I mean, 19.7, 21, 16.6. Sure. So, yeah. But I get it. The matchup is not ideal.
He's got to play Denver again, too.
Well, so then don't start him
there. Dak or Danny Dimes, 6-point pass. I'm going Dak very comfortably.
I know Daniel Dimes is the greatest quarterback ever in the history of Indianapolis, but yeah, I would go Dak Prescott here.
Yeah, I mean, in the weather on the road is kind of sketchy. Yeah. What's going on, Gannon Long? I know this is Scott. I know that sometimes your username changes from Scott to Gannon Long. I'm pretty sure this is Scott though. It's good to see you, man. It's been a little bit. I said like and subscribe. Very much appreciate that. Mike with a quick kicker question. Santos or McLaughlin? Yeah, I could use the answer to this one as well.
Santos or McLaughlin. I'm going Santos here. I mean, Santos has done well since he came back. I mean, 3 out of the last 4 weeks he's had 10 points. So I like this matchup for Santos. So that's pretty confident for me. Again, I like McLaughlin more rest of the season, but yeah, give me Santos in this spot. And I do want to just read something that came from Dan Graziano of ESPN. Aaron Rodgers arrived at Soldier. Let me get my words out. Field about 20 minutes ago. Shoulder. Walked one lap around the field. I can't talk. Flipped off a couple of the cameramen filming and then went back inside. He used his right hand to flip off the bird. So unclear if he could do it with his left hand. That's coming from Dan Graziano.
He's playing today. Come on. We know he's playing.
I mean, yeah. Probably his final year, likely,
I don't think it is. I'm telling you. I still think he's coming back next year.
I think he's coming back next year. I love him.
The NFL is better with Aaron Rodgers. Maybe it's just a nostalgia thing. I don't know, but I'll stick by that. Mike said Drake May or Jalen Hurts. I have Drake May as my quarterback 1 this week. I actually didn't get to move Josh Allen down, so Josh Allen ended up being locked in at number 1. I would have had Drake May against Cincinnati at 1, but I didn't make the switch in time. So, yeah, Drake May pretty comfortably for me. I have Hurts at 8 this week behind Purdy and Goff.
Yeah, if it was a different matchup for Drake May, I would probably think differently. But no, I'm going Drake May here.
Cool. Basher, what's up, man? Said need 3.5, 3 half-point PPR. Watson, Jennings, Wilson, Boutte, Tucker, DK, DJ Moore, also Flacco or Rodgers in super flex. I would go with Flacco over Rodgers today. If Rodgers was healthy, I'd go with Rodgers in that matchup. But at half point PPR, Watson, Jennings, Wilson. I'm assuming Jawan Jennings here, so I'm going Watson and Jawan here, and I'm going with Michael Wilson.
Yeah, I'll go with the same there. I do like.
I would
Boutte,
consider
go with the
Boutte
same.
too.
Yeah,
I consider Boutte.
I would consider, but who would you consider him over? I would consider him over Christian Watson.
Me too.
Yeah, and then quarterback. I mean, I know we were just talking about Rodgers, but I'd go Flacco here. I mean, who knows? He could play, but one wrong hit on the wrist, and then suddenly he's on the sideline. So work smart, not hard.
Jared Goff or Patrick Mahomes for my flex. Christian Watson, Kamara. Also, I have Tootin. I'm going with Mahomes, but I freaking love Jared Goff today.
No, I'm going Jared Goff there.
Yeah, I honestly, I think I would go with Goff too. My gut says Goff. I would go with Goff. I mean, Indianapolis is a tough defense, and Goff's indoors against the Giants. I think they're going to step on the throat after last week.
Yeah, why am I completely out on Tootin? Like, am I stupid? Am I blind?
I mean, if you watched the game a lot, like if you watched the Jags game, he looked really good last week. He just looked really good. But I would go with Kamara of these guys.
Yeah, I'll go Kamara there. Christian Watson would have been my next. But yeah.
Fair enough. Ravens defense of the Browns. Matt Gay, Blake Group A. All right. Well, Hauff, quick kicker question. I'll let you take this one first.
See, none of those guys are in my top 12. I'll go back Gay. But again, I don't love it. And I'm hearing feedback. Might be your speaker on your end.
Is it?
Yep.
I don't know. Has that been happening this whole time?
I don't think so. I think it just started happening.
For my question, I would go. Yeah, it says background noise should be reduced. So
we'll see. Sounds good now. I think. Well, does it?
I would go with the Ravens defense over Browns. I mean, they're one spot. Ravens 2, Browns 3. I like the Ravens though. Jack Sparrow said, "Start one flex PPR. 80 Mitchell, DK Worthy, Parker Washington, Luther Burden. Thank you. I'm here. Great job from both of you. Thank you." Still 20 minutes later, but we're here. I'm not starting AD Mitchell. I'm not starting DK. The last three guys are intriguing here. I would go with Parker Washington if you need a safe play. I would honestly consider Luther Burden over Worthy, but I still think I'd go with Worthy. But ultimately, I would go with Parker Washington here.
Thank you for your question, Captain Jack Sparrow. Parker Washington. That's where I'm going.
Okay. Would you go Parker or Yoshivas?
Parker, but that's close.
Tez Johnson or Parker?
Tez, then.
Going on Mooney or Parker?
Mooney.
Jacoby Myers or Parker?
Parker.
Okay. Jose said May for me to that other question. Pick one, full PPR, Emmanuel Wilson, Michael Wilson, Tyler Warren starting, Bowers at tight end, Kamara. Oh God, this is really painful to answer here. I'm gonna go with my gut. It says Tyler Warren. If not, go with Kamara, but my gut still says Tyler Warren.
I'm going Michael Wilson in this spot. Full point per reception. Give me Michael Wilson. But I do think it's interesting because we were asked earlier at the top of the show, Tyler Warren or Bowers outright, but from somebody else. But I guess what?
Where do you have AJ Brown? Where do you have AJ Brown today? Do you have him behind?
He's
Wilson?
outside my top. I think I do actually. Yeah, I'd have to pull it up again, but I think I do. I like Wilson this week.
I have AJ at 19. I don't feel great about it, but yeah. No AJ Brown questions today. It's very surprising. Juwan Jennings or Jordan Addison. I think we both agree Jennings.
Yeah. Yep.
Sebastian said, start Flacco, Bryce Young, or Lawrence, flex Ferguson, Charbonnet. Yeah, I'm going to go with Bryce Young here, and then I would go Jake Ferguson over Charbonnet.
I yeah.
Actually, I go with Charbonnet over Ferguson.
Yeah, bingo. Yep, same exact answer. And by the way, in terms of the 49ers wide receivers, Kyle Shanahan's going to want to pepper those wide receivers just to shove it up Brandon Ayuk's ass, because Shanahan's definitely petty like that. So, which I love.
He's the son of Mike, so.
That's right.
Slayton, Yoshivas, Butte, half PPR. It's between Butte and Slayton for me. I believe I have Yoshivas ahead of Slayton here. No, actually, sorry. I have Slayton ahead of Yoshivas. But I have Butte ahead of all of them. That's what I meant to say. So Butte at 29, Slayton at 30, Yoshivas at 35.
Yeah, it's between Butte and Yoshivas for me, but I'll go Butte. But all three are close.
Make sure you guys are liking the show and subscribe. If you do like the show, make sure to do so, please. If you don't like the show, hit us with a thumbs down. It's okay. We can take it.
Well, don't promote that. Jesus.
Siobhan said, love your kicker and defense videos. Got Bates and the Patriots this week. Hope they both do good. Thank you, Siobhan. Appreciate that.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Or Shaven. You never know. Debbie, say good morning, guys. ETN or Judkins, Igbuka or Olave? I'm going with Igbuka, and I will go with ETN over Judkins.
Samesies, but I do like Olave, but samesies.
Samesies.
Yeah, I don't know why I said that. Let's pretend that didn't happen. Cringe, right?
Yeah, I'd like to pretend you didn't say that either. Pen, Shoe, $2 super chat. What's going on? Appreciate that. Roma Dunzer, Alvin Kamara in the flex, head to head, 1 PPR. I'm going with Alvin Kamara.
I totally made it weird there. I'm going Alvin Kamara there as well. Then thank you for the super chat. Yeah.
Yes, thank you for the super chat, Pen Shoe. That might be the first ones that you've sent us, so we very much appreciate that. First timer. By the way, we have 37 likes on the show. We have 53 people watching on YouTube. If you're not on YouTube and you're over on X, come over to YouTube. It helps us out. But make sure you hit us with a thumbs up. It doesn't cost anything, and it helps support us. Godwin expected play. Yes. I actually tried to trade for Godwin in a dynasty league where I'm making a run. I tried to move like a third for him, and I need some assets, or I need some flex players, and I have not gotten a response yet. So it's good. Jose said Mooney 16 points. By the way, guys, if you want to answer, if you guys feel confident, you can answer people in the chat too. So feel free to talk in the chat if you want to answer people. If you think that you might know and someone's waiting and you want to give them some advice, help each other out. All being, actually, I don't even know. Al Ben ties. Start 3 of these 4: Judkins, Mooney, Charbonnet, Jacoby Myers. I'm sitting Jacoby Myers here. The reason I'm laughing is because, as Hauff knows, Hauff always gets a kick out of me trying to pronounce names that are tougher to pronounce, and so it's no shade against you. It's just I'm not the best at it.
Yep, I'm literally just here to watch Pete try and pronounce names. That's why I'm here. But yeah, I'd be sitting Jacoby too.
Cool.
Just not a time. I don't know. I'm not in love with Jacoby. I don't know.
We're gonna try to go rapid fire here. Let's try to catch up, and let's try to rip through some of these. Jose said, at running back, I've got Barkley, DeAndre Swift. Actually, let's go back to back here. You answer, I answer. I'll answer this one, then you get the next one here, which is from Torn and Bree. Said, at running back, got Saquon Barkley, DeAndre Swift, Benungai, Tucker, Henry, Henderson. Need 3 at wide receiver. Got Michael Wilson, Puka Nacua, AJ Brown, Yoshivas, Burden. Need 3. We finally get our first AJ Brown question. Thankfully, it's an easier one to answer. I'm starting AJ, Puka, and Michael Wilson. How you have it there. And for the running back position, starting 3, Swift. Actually, I don't know if you're starting 3. I assume you're starting 2. I'm going with Derrick Henry. And honestly, I would go with Barkley, but I would be very, very intrigued to pivot to Henderson if you felt confidently in them.
Yeah, I don't even see where that other question is. Oh, there.
Yeah, I'll pull them for you. Sent 2 questions into the chat previously. Thanks. Let me get back. Let's see if Pete can find it. Here we go. Happy PR. have Theo. Should I pivot to any of the following? Juwan Johnson. This is Hauff, not Eric. Eric and Pete. I don't know how you got Eric from. You kind of look like an Eric, actually. I could see you being an Eric.
I would like that better than Mike. Mike's the most common name. It sucks.
Should I pivot to the following? Have Theo Johnson. This is a good question for you. Juwan Johnson, Strange, Otten, Taylor, Loveland, or Wright. Thanks, Eric and Pete.
I'm going Loveland here, but god damn it, I love Brenton Strange. But I'll go Loveland here.
Wow.
I think
okay.
I might change my name to Eric. We'll see. Maybe I'll start the paperwork after the show.
And then answer this one from them as well. Start one standard league, soft porn, as Mike always says. Michael Wilson, Greg Dortch, Kareem Hunt, Rashad White, Sean Tucker. Thank you.
Michael Wilson. I know it's standard, so we're not getting points per reception. I just think he's going to get volume. I mean, you're making a face. I mean, I think Dortch is more touchdown dependent, which I guess you need that in standard. But I'm going Michael Wilson here. My runner up would have been Tucker.
Yeah, if it's standard, I'm going running backs all day. Okay. That's just.
I mean, I don't hate it.
Fair.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Well, if
we got
you
a lot of
questions.
Back,
then I go Sean Tucker. So, if that's you,
that's fair. Yeah. I would go over Rashad White, but the question wasn't asked to me. It was asked to Eric.
Yes.
Chase
so
Brown or Breece Hall. Chase Brown, Breece Hall, Judkins, Strange over Ferguson. I'm going to go with Ferguson over Strange. I like Strange, but I'll go with Ferguson. It's a really tough matchup for Ferguson, though. He plays a defense that's not giving up many points to the tight end position. So I'm starting Ferguson cautiously. If you want upside, you could maybe go with Strange. Chase Brown or Breece Hall. I'm going with Chase Brown. I really like or Judkins. I would go with Chase Brown here. And since it's a super chat, I'll let Hauff answer as well. And then we'll continue to go back and forth so we can get through some of these other questions faster.
I'm going Breece, and I am going Strange. Jaguars going up against the Cardinals. We saw what Kittle did against the Cardinals last week. So yeah, give me Breece and give me Strange.
Yeah, give me Strange as well over Ferguson. I kind of talked my way out of not wanting to start him, and you saying no as well kind of makes me feel a little bit better. But I would still go Chase Brown over Breece Hall. All right, let's go back to the chat. We're going to get through these quickly. Let's see. I will answer this one. Rico Dowdle, Trevor Henderson, or Chase Brown, Mason Taylor, or Colson Loveland. Yeah, I'm going to go with Colson Loveland over Mason Taylor this week. I like the spot that he's in. And then running back position, I'm pretty sure it's Rico Dowdle. Yeah, I have Rico Dowdle at 6. I mean, the 49ers can't tackle, and they look soft as baby shit right now. So, yeah. Juan, who for my wide receiver 2 and 3, Hauff, flex spot? Got Adams, wide receiver 1. Jonathan Taylor Henderson, RB 1 and 2. Wide receivers are Tez, Parker Washington, Addison, Jacoby Myers, Charbonnet, Wilson, or Jacobs questionable. Got Debo and Quentin Johnson on a bye. So he needs a wide receiver 2, a wide receiver 3, and a flex.
And that's out of all those names at the bottom down there.
Yeah, from Tez on, except Debo and QJ who are on buys.
Yeah, give me Tez, give me Parker Washington, and then I'll go with Zach Sharp. No, well, if Jacobs plays, I'll go Jacobs. If Jacobs doesn't play, then I'll go Charbonnet.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would go the 2 wide receivers there, and then yeah.
Aaron Jones or Alvin Kamara. I'm going Kamara. He's my running back 13 this week. No David Montgomery questions, really. Kind of sad because I have Montgomery at running back 14 this week. No Cat Mac said, yo, what's up, guys? Pick one, full PPR, Henderson, Judkins, or Pittman. Also, Loop or Mevis at kicker. Hauff, what do you got?
Well, Tyler Loop is my number 1 ranked kicker on the week, so I'm going Tyler Snooper Loop. In terms of the pick 1, I'm going to go Travion Henderson there in that spot. Over Judkins. Yeah.
All right, perfect. We answered this one. Ravens defense. Well, it didn't actually, but Ravens defense. Which kickers to start, Hauff? Reichert, Folk, Mevis, Grupe, Zane, Badgley, Folk again. So maybe Folk and Folk. Maybe it's Folk's brother. Sly and Carlson or Koo. Folk's been in the league a long time. His son might be in the league actually.
I'm going Daniel Carlson. He is my dart throw as a streamer, only rostered in about 14% of leagues. I do like the matchup for him today. So yeah, give me that. What was it? Over the last 3 weeks, the Browns are tied for the third most field goal attempts allowed with 2.7 per game. So
Hello from Brazil. What is going
hello.
on, Daniel? Or Dan? Yeah, Daniel, not Daniel. Hello from Brazil. Who should I start? Aaron Jones or Sean Tucker? I'm starting Aaron Jones.
Same.
Zach, I don't know if you're here still, but he said didn't hear your answer Friday. Do I pick up Taylor or Winston for my super flex, or do I just start Rome or ETN? I would start Jameis Winston. If you didn't want to go Winston, I would go with Travis Etienne.
Sure. Yep. Same.
Okay. Hauff, Chase Brown or Judkins?
Chase Brown for me. Close though.
Okay. The real Mike Mills. And my options are Atlanta, Chicago, Tampa Bay. Swap Judkins for Brees or Chase Brown. Swap Ferg for Strange. Yeah, we'll swap Ferg for Strange. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, swaps Ferg for Strange. And then I prefer Chase Brown over Brees, but I wouldn't say it's crazy to prefer Brees, but I have Chase Brown as my running back 8 this week. And then for the for the defenses here, I would go with Atlanta this week. And honestly, if you can get Tampa Bay for a stash, I like Tampa Bay as a defense for the playoffs. Mike, who are you going with, Ricky over Alec Pierce?
Yeah, I'm going Ricky. Give me Ricky Pearsall.
Me too. Rice over Diggs is crazy. That was the answer from you before, Hoff. Otten or Strange? I'm going with Otten. Kicker help, Mike. Jay or Little or Chase?
I'm going Little. Cam Little.
So, need to drop one. Parker, Bam, Michael Wilson. I have Kyron Williams. But I would drop Bam Knight. I would drop Bam Knight. There's no way Kansas City and weather in Kansas City. It is a beautiful day. Oh, okay. Well, that's good to know. I still think Daniel Jones might shit his pants. We'll see. Yeah,
that's a hell of a visual.
Roma Dunze, he needs one.
Kenneth Walker.
Okay. Best running back sleeper this week, Michael. I'm gonna go with Tajay Spears. I think Tajay Spears and Devin Singletary, those two guys are the guys that I think are the best sleeper plays this week.
I was going to say Devin Singletary, but I think your Tajay won. Yeah, well, I mean, you fucked it up, but I think Tajay is interesting. But I would go Devin Singletary.
Okay. Singletary, man, I said it. I'm gonna pat my back there because when everyone said, "Oh, Tyrone Tracy time," I tweeted it the day after Scatterboo got hurt, and I said, "Don't let Singletary slip through the cracks. Pick him up, people, especially if you don't want to blow your fab on Tracy." And it's been a dead heat pretty much. RJ said full PPR start either T Higgins or Tet McMillan. I'm gonna go with T Higgins, but it's close with him and Tet. Siobhan, we answered Siobhan. Hauff, morning guys, need a wide receiver and a flex. Pearsall, Mooney, Worthy, Charbonnet, Tootin, full PPR. Thanks.
I'm going Mooney, and with it being full point per reception, I'll go Ricky Pearsall. If it was half point or standard, I would go with Charbonnet. But I definitely want to get Mooney in there with no Drake London. So.
Bashir said, thanks, fellas. Your choices were what I was leaning towards. Shows that this is an educational show. Well, we appreciate that. Happy to serve.
Happy to educate.
Ray Gaza or Goza said Michael Wilson or Tootin and Ilyasova Yoshi Voss.
How do you get Gaza out of that? It's G-O.
I don't know. I don't know. I'll go with Michael Wilson over Tootin, and then Yoshi Voss or Parker Washington. I'll go with Parker Washington over Yoshi.
Sometimes I think Pete just butchers shit on purpose. I'm going Michael Wilson, and I'm going Parker Washington.
Okay. So that was my answer as well. Okay. Zach Linton said Michael Wilson or Michael Pittman. Hauff, what do you got?
I got to draw a line in the sand somewhere with Michael Wilson. I'll go Pittman there.
Okay, I would go Pittman too. Dustin said Christian Watson or Parker Washington. I'm going with Christian Watson over Parker.
Fuck.
Let's see. Yoshi Voss or Burdenhoff.
Yoshi Voss. I don't like Burden, man. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I think people are he's taken over that number 3 role over Zacchaeus, and he's running more routes. So people are starting to kind of buy in there. Who would you start this week? Lawrence versus Arizona, Winston versus the Lions, Shuck versus the Falcons. I have Olave. I'd go with Lawrence. 1 point PPR, Yoshivas or
Yeah,
Burden.
so
Okay, we just pulled that one.
yeah.
He sent this in 3 times. This just goes to show sometimes I don't look. I just hit the question.
He
Hauff
really wants to know.
from Jay Seno, start 3, Diggs, Watson, Lamb, Pierce, T-Mac, and should I start Dak or Stafford and Tootin or Emmanuel Wilson? Thank you guys so much.
Well, I don't know why I'm going ass backwards here, but if Josh Jacobs doesn't play, then you're doing Emmanuel Wilson. If Jacobs plays, then I go Tootin. Quarterback style. Give me Matthew Stafford here. I mean, I think both will be close, but I mean, Stafford's been on another level. And then in terms of start 3, Watson, Lamb, Pierce, T-Mac. I'm going Watson, Lamb, and T-Mac. That's a pretty easy one. Pierce is on the outside looking in there.
Diggs?
Oh, Dig. My bad.
You're definitely old. Your eyesight's not good.
Fuck you. Diggs, Lamb, and T-Mac. There you go. How's that? My eyesight's not good. You can't even read names.
My eyesight's pretty bad, actually. Watson or Boutte? I'm going with Watson, but I honestly am very tempted to go with Boutte. Watson and Boutte are 1 spot away from each other for me.
I am going Boutte.
Okay. We answered this one by somebody else, but Hauff said Pittman. I agree. George said, hey, guys, or hey, boys. Rashad White, Tootin, or Bam. I'm going to go with Tootin, but if you didn't want to go Tootin, I'd go with White.
Here, I would finally go Tootin.
Okay. $5 super chat from Tom Sutton, suddenly available on waivers today, but need to cut London or Pearsall to pick him up. Sounds crazy, but might cut London. What is your advice? I think my advice is, who do you have on your team? Is this player, if you're picking up Sutton, is he your wide receiver 2 at that point? I'm not letting Drake London go to waivers. I would let Sutton sit there and collect dust before I cut London. And if you need to play this week, because you're not playing Sutton this week, you're not playing London this week, so you're playing Pearsall. But I think I would rather. It's really about, is it Sutton or Ricky rest of the season? I thought I saw Sutton had a solid schedule, but I'm going to verify that.
Well, as you check that,
I love Ricky.
I mean, when you phrase it in terms of this week, then I mean, you can't make the move right now because you can't play London, you can't play Sutton. So unless you play somebody else in your roster, you can't make the move today. Rest of season though,
over Pearson.
I would go Sutton over Pearsall also because, just no offense to Pearsall. I mean, I love the guy, but I need him to play multiple weeks. Yeah.
I love Pearsall, but Sutton's got Washington. He's got the Raiders. Green Bay, not great in the first round. He's got Jacksonville week 16. I think he could explode. Obviously, Casey in the championship's not great, but I would. So I guess that doesn't really answer the question. Would you cut Pearsall for London though? I mean, for Sutton, I wouldn't. You need to start Pearsall probably. How many receivers do you have? I mean, if you're cutting Pearsall, you can't start London or Sutton, so that means you're getting a 0 from both. And I want Pearsall this week, especially if you're in a game that you need to win. So, I probably would just leave it how it is.
Yep, same.
Okay. Let's see. I'm using samesies on my show later.
You're welcome.
Siobhan said Egbuka or Tet in the flex. I would go with Egbuka, and they have a Lamb and Rice locked in. I actually prefer Tet over Rice, but that's fine.
I would go Tet over Egbuka.
Okay. I think we answered this already, but I said Kamara. Drop the sub. Appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you.
Theo or AJ Barner, Hauff?
Theo for me.
Okay. Yeah, me too. Pick one. Dobbs, Boutte, Godwin, full PPR. Yeah, I'd go with Romeo Dobbs.
Yeah, I'd go Dobbs too, but I'm curious to see what Godwin does here. But I'll go Dobbs.
Yes, I think Dobbs could probably be involved decently off the bat. Penn said, "Thank you, dudes. Thank you. Appreciate the super chat from before." Who do I start in a flex? Full PPR: Dunze, Emmanuel Wilson, or Tyrone Tracy. I would go with a Dunze unless Josh Jacobs is out. Then I would go with Emmanuel Wilson.
Same.
I would also start Chris Godwin over Yoshi Voss today, by the way. And right behind Parker Washington. I have him at wide receiver 35. No cap. Mac, how do we feel about Tootin today? Would you start Myers, Fan, and Theo Johnson or Shaheed over him, Hauff?
Would I start any of those players over Tootin?
Yes.
I just
I
don't
would
think I
not.
would. Yeah, I don't think I would. I mean, maybe Myers, but no.
Yeah. I'm not there yet with Myers. TISA said Pearsall Pierce, Parker Washington, pick 2. I would go with Pearsall and I would go with Parker Washington.
Yeah, that's easy.
I'm not high on Alec Pierce today. And then Winston or Taylor, I'd go with Winston.
Yeah, I go Winston too, and I also agree both options are bad.
Yeah. Brian coming back in here said start a flex. Genty, Pittman, Wandale Robinson, or Stevenson. I think this is probably because we gave him an answer before and these guys were all involved and we were committal, non-committal. We're kind of wishy-washy on these 4 guys. Man, I think I would go with Genty or Wandale Robinson. I would go with Ashton Genty. It's painful. If you want maybe a little more upside, I go with Wandale. I have Wandale ahead of Pittman and Stevenson though.
I would go Genty, and if I went with a wide receiver, I would probably go Pittman over Wandale, me personally. But no, I would go Genty here.
Perfect. Should I try Bijan for Amara Hampton and Trey McBride? Ooh. I mean, I guess it depends on what do you think. What are the differences in Trey McBride and Bijan right now on a points per game basis the last couple of weeks? You check on Bijan. Let me check Trey. It's a good question because you get Omarion on top, but the problem is Omarion is he going to be back the first week after the bye? I'm not so sure. Trey McBride's on an extended touchdown streak, 5 games so far. He's got more touchdowns this season than he has in his first 3 years combined. Schedule gets a little bit tougher though. They get Jacksonville this week, but then they have Tampa Bay, Houston, Atlanta, the first 2 games of the playoffs. Cincinnati though for week 17 could be a league-winning week. I mean, if you get there.
Yeah, and I mean, in terms of Bijan, since the bye week, last 6 games, averaging 17.8 points. That's getting weighed down by 2 dud weeks where he had 4.3 points and 9.8. Let me see that. Yeah, I
would take this. I
think
know
I'd
it's crazy.
take
I
the
would take it
deal.
though. If you're okay at running back, I would take this.
I think I would take the deal, but I'm curious as to who the current tight end is. But yeah, I mean, and now I'm looking at the rest of the season schedule for the Falcons. It's not the best. So yeah, no, I think I make this deal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fair. By the way, they said sorry, Mike, because they called you Eric. That's okay. I think we got a kick out of it.
Yeah, that's right. We're still
Who's
friends.
taking for the 49ers, Hall?
Matt Gay, come what may. I think he's going to miss some kicks, though. I think it's some PTSD from the Jake Moody days. So, is it crazy to say I would have taken Moody over Gay? Me being a 49er fan? And
I think that's crazy.
cool.
I don't think Matt Gay's that bad, but you're the kicker guy.
No. That's right. So shut up.
My guy Adam Zapp said, "What's going on, dogs? What's up, man? Good to see you." Said, "Thanks for the content." Alec Pierce or Sean Tucker? I'm going with Sean Tucker. Alec Pierce has been good, but Chiefs defense, I think they're going to be filled with piss and vinegar today.
Ooh. Yep.
Have you ever been filled with piss and vinegar? Where do you think that came from?
I don't know. I can Google that while you read the next question.
Sure. NASCAR said, sorry for the no double in Folk. My bad. That's okay. We're just busting your balls. And no problem, Adam. We got you. The kicker is Mac A. Thanks, lads. Thank you. Real Mike Mills, thanks for you guys answered it. Got it all. Thank you, man. Thank you for the super chats today. Appreciate it. Thanks for the support. Cy said Fannin or Strange PPR. I would go with Strange. I think you're in agreement there, so no need to hang on to that one. Theo or Otten? I'm going with Otten over Theo. I think you said Theo over Otten before though.
No, I said Theo over. No, I said Theo over Barner. I would go Otten here.
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Ryan said one more question. Should I start the Lions defense or Browns? Also thoughts on Seahawks defense today. Yeah, Seahawks defense could win you your week. I mean, I think there's a 25 burger is very possible depending on your scoring. I think the defensive touchdown is very much in the play. I will definitely be betting Seattle defense to score a touchdown today. I don't know what the odds are, but I'm sure they're not even that great because it's very, very possible. Lions or Browns defense, I'm going with the Browns. Like the Lions, but I'm going to go with the Browns. Michael said, Loveland or Strange full PPR. Hauff, what do you got?
Loveland, but I do love Strange. But I go Loveland here.
Yeah, I'm going with Loveland as well. I'm sorry, I'm going with Strange. Sorry. Good morning, guys. Pittman or Michael Wilson? Hauff, what do you got?
No, Pittman here. Yeah, that's where I drew my line in the sand. I would go Pittman over Wilson here.
Let's see. Perez said one PPR league have a wide receiver and a flex spot open. Pearsall, DK, Tootin, Charbonnet. It's really close between Pearsall and Tootin. I would go with Pearsall over Tootin, but I would not shame anybody for going with Tootin. I like Tootin a lot.
I would go. He has wide receiver and a flex. I'll go Pearsall and I'll go Charbonnet here.
Oh, I didn't know there was a flex. Yeah, so I go Pearsall and Tootin. Sorry about that.
Come on, Pete.
Seahawks defense plus 425 to score a touchdown today. That's not that high, but I'm going to put a couple of shekels on that. Adam said Tez Johnson or Jalen Coker. I know. Ew. Could also go Van Jefferson or Keaton Mitchell. Well, the second half of the question is much, much worse.
Yes.
I think Tez Johnson over Jalen Coker is just fine. Coker, good matchup today, but I like Tez. I like what he's been doing. I think he's been heavily involved in the offense. I'm going with Tez.
Coker with a good matchup on Monday night, not today, but yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Come on, Pete, get your shit together, man. Jesus Christ.
I would honestly start Coker over Jordan Addison and Alec Pierce. Honestly.
I don't hate that.
Seymour, start Brenton Strange or Theo Johnson. A lot of questions about Brenton Strange today. I would go Brenton Strange. We answered that already. I got Kelsey as my starter. Fannin and Theo Johnson at the bench and Strange in my RR spot. Who should I cut? Obviously not Kelsey. 4 tight ends doesn't make sense. There's 1 carry flex volume rest of season. Strange I want to keep. It feels like a focal point in that offense before he went down. I would say it's probably Theo Johnson, just because Fannin, I don't know what the connection with him and Shador looks like. Shador could love him, and I want to see what that connection looks like. Yep. Also, can you be scummy and not make the cut? I mean, I know some leagues, like for my league, like I don't force guys to cut if they're over on their roster, but they just can't edit their lineups. But if you get lucky enough and your lineup is set and you don't need to make any changes, sometimes guys will just carry an ineligible roster with 1 extra guy that needs to come off IR. If you can do that, I would try to do that. But if you can't, I would cut Theo Johnson. It is scummy, but there's nothing in the rules that say you can't do it. So,
By the way, the whole piss and vinegar thing, it is believed that the phrase was coined somewhere in the 1800s. However, the earliest citation of this idiom and phrase can be traced back to a 1936 novel by John Steinbeck known as Dubious Battle. So go to your local public library and get yourself some Dubious Battle. Read all about piss and vinegar.
Flipper Coin is a subscriber plus a member for us, so I'm going to pull him. He said, "Good morning, guys. My entire bench is on a buy or IR. Just need some prayers. I'll pray for you if you pray for me, buddy."
Gotcha.
Jack Sparrow said, "Do you think it's worth it to stash Tillman or Dortch over Parker Washington on flex?" I do not. I do not. He said, "I'm out. PPR, need a win this week." Yeah, I mean, I'm not stashing Tillman. I like Tillman. I was a big Tillman guy, but I'm not stashing Tillman. I don't know what to expect there.
Yeah, I thought you said Tillman was going to win fantasy football championships, right?
Oh, yes, I know. Vernon Kozar just got an update. The liver transplant went well.
Good.
Because he must have did some sort of maybe he was on. Yeah, new look. Yeah, that's cool. They did a whole little thing on him today. I'm gonna watch that after this. Dare you to join? Said need help. Genty has a tough matchup. I need to win my playoff hopes alive. Who should I start over Genty, Tootin, Burden, Adani, Mitchell? Drop Mitchell for Yoshi Voss. I would drop Mitchell for Yoshi Voss if you're gonna start him. If you're not, I'd keep Mitchell. But I mean, I don't think I'm starting any of these guys over Genty. Maybe Tootin, but I would start Genty.
Yeah, no, I would. Yeah, I would start Genty there.
Okay. Pitts or Slayton? I'm going with Slayton.
Yeah, Slayton.
Okay, let's try to rapid fire and get out of here. Wheelchair Sean said, would you start Darnell Mooney or Christian Watson? Good luck in your games today, everyone. Yeah, man. Good luck to you as well.
Yep.
I would go with Christian Watson.
I'd go with Darnell Mooney here with no Drake London. If Drake London was out there, it would be a different answer.
I get that. That's fair. I'm not super sold on either guy, but I think that's
Yeah.
fair. We answered this one, I think. 2 wide receiver plots, 1 flex. Pearsall, Myers,
two wide receivers.
and I said Tootin. Hauff said Charbonnet.
I think we answered it when it was
Daniel
just
Jones.
one wide receiver on a flex. So
Yeah, I think he changed it. Dak or Jones? I think we both say Dak. Answered that. Pick one PPR: Sean Tucker, Alvin Kamara, David Montgomery. I have Emmanuel Wilson locked in already. I think David Montgomery is the safe play with a good ceiling. I still prefer Alvin Kamara as the highest ceiling, but he's riskier than David Montgomery.
Yeah, I'll go David Montgomery there.
Jefferson, Diggs, or Pickens? I'm going with Diggs. Oh, wait, to sit one. I would sit Pickens. It's either Pickens or Jefferson. I get it. Sketchy. Pickens, better quarterback play. I'm just banking on the volume for Jefferson right now. It's actually, I'm sorry. You know what? I would sit Jefferson. I would go with Pickens and Diggs.
I was gonna sit Pickens, but that's tough. Like I want to say Justin Jefferson, but I don't think I can. I'm not there yet.
All right. Brandon, PPR need to between Chase, Brown, Pittman, and Swift. Also, would you trade Pittman for JMO and Tootin to handcuff ETN? Yeah, I would. I would trade Pittman for JMO and Tootin to get the handcuff there. Other wide receivers, yeah, I'm good with that. And then to pick 2 between Chase Brown, Pittman, and Swift, I would sit Pittman and start Swift and Chase Brown.
Same.
Okay. Jason, love the content, guys. Who would you start between Henderson or Judkins? I'd start Henderson.
Same.
Let's see. Ken said flex spot Hauff, Jennings or Montgomery.
Because it's PPR, I'll go Jennings. If it was half point or standard, I'd go the other way.
Okay. I'm going Monty. Okay. Sarah said ETN, Michael Wilson, Zay or Tootin flex 1. PPR going with Wilson right now. Yeah, it's tough. I actually kind of like Zay Flowers a lot this week. I prefer Zay Flowers over Wilson. I would go with Zay Flowers of this group here. I think Zay Flowers could have a blow spot today. I don't know. I just have a vibe today.
Yeah, no, I actually agree. As much as I've been mentioning Michael Wilson's name today, I would go Zay.
Jacoby Brissett. These guys are pretty close here. I don't have Caleb as high as other people. I would go with Jacoby Brissett. I have Jacoby at 11. I have Caleb at 12. They're flip of the coin, though. If you feel one way, go that way. But I would go with Jacoby.
Yeah, I'd go Jacoby as well.
Cool. Flex Singletary or DJ Moore? I'm flexing Singletary. I don't want anything to do with DJ Moore right now.
Yeah, I hate putting DJ Moore in my lineup lately.
Yeah. Pats or Rams defense? I'm going with Pats. Rank these 4: ETN, Ken Walker, Tucker, Pierce. If anything changes, I actually think you kind of have it where I have it. ETN, Ken Walker, Tucker, Pierce. Maybe I'd put Tucker ahead of Ken Walker, but I have this in pretty much the same order.
I'd go Walker ahead of ETN, and then
Skip question: Baker or Stafford? I would go with Stafford. I have him as my quarterback 4 this week. Actually, I have him as my quarterback 5. I have Goff at quarterback 4.
Yeah, I'd go Stafford here too, but I think you're splitting hairs. Honestly, I think these guys finished within a few points of each other.
Good luck to you as well, Adam. Yes, no 9:30 games, thankfully.
Love it.
I like Bam Knight, Christian Watson. I'm going with Christian Watson, maybe Bam Knight, but I if you want the floor, I'd go with Bam Knight. If you want maybe a higher ceiling, I'd go with Watson.
I'm going Watson regardless.
Okay. Jay Lorden said, "What's up, boys? Brissett or Goff? I like Goff. I have a top 5 play this week for me.
Jared Goff, 1,000%.
Awesome. Last one here, then we're getting out of here. A1 Wook. Appreciate it. Said, just thank you. Just wanted to say thank you for the DST series. I've saved my week multiple times. Yes, very much appreciate that. I did drop my playoff guide this week. A lot of good information in there. I would make sure you watch it before these games go live, just to make sure that you can maybe pick some guys up, if in case in case you have an extra spot that you can pick somebody up and stash them before the week. And then last one from Siobhan, Dowdle, Chase, or Tootin. I'm going with Dowdle.
Yeah, I'm going Dowdle there too.
All right, guys. Hey, thank you guys so much from Michael Hauff, from Pete Nova, ourselves. Enjoy the games. Good luck today, and we'll see you guys.